Fortunately, it's disking up pretty nice. Well, good morning everybody, and welcome back to Wishwell Farms. I did not have this on my list of things to do today, but we have possibly up to 3/4 of an inch of rain coming tomorrow morning, and I thought I better come out here and try my hand at disking this ground that is absolutely full of weeds. Check out those 3-foot tall giant ragweed, horseweeds. We're gonna chop them things up, and it's surprisingly working up beautifully. It's amazing how fast the ground can dry out once you get into June and you have mid-80s. So I'm sinking her down pretty deep. I'm gonna do a double disking and pulverize all these weeds and chunks of dirt, and we're gonna lay some plastic this afternoon. Still a little bit wet right here at the end. I had to lift it up just a little bit. Hopefully we're not making too many mud chunks. But on this next pass, we're gonna kill some horse weeds. Die, weeds, die. Ha ha, yeah. Chop those suckers up. Definitely have to go over it one more time to completely eradicate them. Worked up pretty nice. A little chunky right here because there's a real low wet spot where water kind of runs through here like a river. And I just left it untouched. I'm not gonna lay plastic over that because when I have in the past, the water just washes the dirt off the shoulders of the plastic, the buried edge of the plastic during torrential downpours. And then I've gotten stuck there in my tractor while harvesting cucumbers. It's just a bad deal to lay plastic right there. So this is what I have left, just about a pass and a half, but I gotta get these flat tubes, irrigation flat tubes out of the way. They're the ones that are riddled full of mouse holes. I need to dispose of it. So just to do it quickly so I can finish disking, I'm gonna pull it into this field where the lettuce and onions are, just to get it out of the way. Just finished up with disking. All right, feels good to have the disking done. I just finished up my lunch. Now I'm going down to the other barn to hook up my plastic mulch bed shaper to my John Deere 3020, and we're gonna lay 30 rows of plastic mulch on raised beds with drip tape, all before dinner. It has been a crazy day. One of those days. It seems like it's never gonna end. We got started at about 5 a.m. this morning. We've already loaded a box truck for a farmer's market that's getting ready to head out here in a little bit. Got our disking done. Picked up strawberries from some of the local Amish. And now we're gonna lay some plastic. And then hopefully tonight, if the wind lays down after dinner, I'm gonna spray. So it's gonna be a big, big day. And I know I'm gonna be worn out when it's all over. All right, got my flatbed wagon of plastic mulch and drip tape hooked up. Gonna get it hauled down the road to where we're laying plastic. And then I can get hooked up to this bed shaper. The Rainflow 2550, I think that's what it's called. It seems like days like this always happen right before it's gonna rain. Because you know that after it rains, it's going to prevent you from doing other work in the field that you want to get done. So you're always kind of scrambling and rushing around, trying to cram in basically a day and a half or 2 days worth of work into one day. So that's kind of the way today is. Even though it's going to be one of those days that seems to never end, and it's going to go from sun up to sundown, and I'm going to be absolutely exhausted when it's all over, it's going to feel very rewarding knowing how much we got accomplished today. All right, back down here at my place. There's the box truck that's going to Hilliard today. This time of year, we're only sending our mobile market trailer to Marysville on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Now, once we start harvesting more of our own produce, we'll start sending this thing 6 days a week to Marysville. But just a little early in the season to start doing that because everything is just southern produce. And it just doesn't make sense. There's not a lot of profit margin in doing that. It keeps the employees busy, but it keeps me extra busy too. And this time of year, I'm busy enough as it is, planting and prepping fields still. All right, this truck is just about ready to go. We're gonna send a couple flats of basil, 18 boxes of red round tomatoes, 3 flats of grape tomatoes, If I go all the way up in here, it's gonna get really dark on the camera. We got a couple crates of syrup back there. And this is all the goodies that we have to send to a farmer's market. In one of my farm market videos, I did explain everything that we need to have in that truck for a farmer's market. I'll link that video down in the description box below so you can check that out if you're interested. Now we just gotta throw the strawberries on there and that truck will be ready to go to Hilliard. So this is my walk-in cooler. I'll show you inside. Might be a little on the dark side, I got some bulbs out. Here's my delivery of southern produce that we'll be selling this week. And some strawberries for tomorrow. And just some leftovers from Saturday's market. Some cantaloupes. And here's everything that's going on the Hilliard truck to the farmer's market today. Some garlic scapes, a cooler full of salsa, and only 6 flats of berries. I could probably sell a dozen or 2 flats of berries, but we just don't have enough right now. Since I don't grow them any longer, I have to purchase them down the road about 15 miles away from some local Amish growers, and it seems like they never have enough for me. And they're really expensive this year, so I'm hardly making any money on them. I had to pay $6 a quart for these. I know that sounds outrageous, but that's what they're going for. We're going to be selling these for $8 a quart today, and at Worthington last Saturday, I saw berries selling for $10 a quart. Never thought I'd see the day. Unbelievable. All right, that truck's ready for market. I'm gonna go get the plastic mulch layer and we're gonna get the laying plastic. While I'm down here unhooking the wagon, I thought I might as well go ahead and turn on the irrigation. Get some stuff watered today because it is like 84 degrees. So we're gonna turn on all the peppers and eggplant here. The beds with peppers on them tend to dry out pretty fast because when peppers are forming fruit, they use a lot of moisture. Plus, since it's a double row of peppers with only 1 row drip tape down the middle, it takes a little longer, it seems like, to fill the whole bed up and water those peppers down. So you definitely don't want those to dry out. And the zucchini and cucumbers right here. So we got 6 rows here. This time of year, it is critical to get plenty of water on the zucchini and cucumbers because they are forming fruit and they will suck that bed dry in no time. And if you don't have enough moisture under the plastic in that raised bed where those zucchini are, you'll get misshapen, maybe short, stubby zucchini with a little skinny point on the end. They just won't have that long, sleek, glossy look, like a classy zucchini look. So we want to keep plenty of water on those. Cucumbers, probably not quite as critical right now, but it won't be long before they need watered several times a week. They're just in the blossom stage. And if I look real close here, I can see a baby cucumber right there below that flower. It's like a 1/2 inch long. So the cucumbers are just now starting to form. And the zucchini are as well. There's a little one about the size of a finger. They'll grow fast. These things will be ready to harvest in probably 10 days. That's a funny shaped one, but you can see it's getting a little more size to it. they'll grow very quickly in this heat. So directly across from the zucchini and cucumbers is the field that I just disked. This is another 4-acre field. I'm only gonna need about 3 to 3.5 acres of it. So we're gonna start laying plastic right over here against the woods and the grass line to about 2/3 the way over. And then the rest of it will just be open for maybe a small sweet corn or green bean planting here later on this month. It worked up really nice. For the most part, the entire field looks excellent except right here. You can see these big muddy chunks. It always lays a little wet right here, even though it's on top of a hill. It's really strange. Just probably because there's not much topsoil left. So I don't even know how I'm gonna lay a bed in this stuff. That is terrible. I might just skip this section. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. But the rest of the field is beautiful. Just nice and dry and powdery back there. Somehow we're gonna have to work around these chunks. All right, we're just about ready to roll here. We've got a brand new roll of conventional embossed plastic to start with. We just got 5 rows, and then we'll move back to the Bio Gold. Here, I'll show you the label. Bio Gold 2. I believe this is a cornstarch based plastics, and this stuff will completely disintegrate in the soil. It gets eaten up by the soil microbes and dissolves into nothing. The stuff is absolutely phenomenal. I don't ever have to pick it up. I just disc it in at the end of the season, and I'd say 95% of it is gone the next season when we start laying plastic. You still see little bits and pieces here and there, but for the most part, it's gone. So like I said earlier, we got 30 rows to lay. We're gonna start over there with 5 rows of conventional and then 25 more rows of Bio Gold, biodegradable, and then we'll have an empty slot here for corn or beans. All right, here we go, first row. First row's a little crooked. That's what happens when you're trying to film and look behind you. You got it cut. Now we're gonna turn around, start row 2. So the plastic's going down pretty good today. If you're interested in learning more about this rain flow bed shaper mulch layer with the drip tape attachment, I'll post a video link to a prior video where I discussed this in detail. I'll put it down in the description box for you to check it out. Not going to show too much of this process today because I've already done it in a prior video. We're just going to get to work and get these 30 rows laid. Something I thought I'd mention real quick. At the end of my field, you can see I have a little tractor trail here that I just drove across the dirt. That is to make a line for me to end where I end each row of plastic mulch. Before I started laying plastic, I drove across the field, and when I'm laying plastic, I stop the disc on this little tractor trail, and that's where we cut the plastic. That way it's all lined up and makes it nice and straight for a irrigation line to be laid down. So our plastic just ran out. This is how we splice a new roll. So you can see that ended right down there. There's the end of the roll. We try to stop before it goes out from underneath the wheels. We're just gonna pull this new one out to here, put some cover dirt on there, and keep right on going. So there's the new roll pulled out. Throw just a little bit of dirt on there and then he'll stand on it while I drive away. In my last plastic mulch lane video, people were asking me how do I get my rows so straight, or how do I know how to space them. So a little chisel tooth on the layer is leaving a little gouge mark right there, and that's what I'm driving on. These plastic layers come with marker arms, but I removed them the day it came. Never used them once. It makes the perfect mark for the tire to follow and gives you the perfect spacing in between the rows of plastic. Ready to lay our final row of plastic for 2024 right here. All right, all the plastic for 2024 is done. Feels so good to have this all finished up before these big rains come in tonight and all day tomorrow. I still have to get it sprayed. I'm hoping to do that yet tonight, right before dark. And of course, the irrigation lines also have to be hooked up. But this plastic is for second and third plantings of cucumbers, zucchini, and cantaloupe, as well as fall broccoli and cauliflower. Time to mow some waterways with our brand new bush hog. All right, all of the plastic and plastic laying equipment has been put away, and I'm getting ready to spray this field. It's about 8:30, so I'm running out of daylight pretty quick. But if you look here, at the end of each bed, there's like a hump of dirt. When you start a bed going that way, there's no hump there. But when you finish a bed coming this way, a lot of times you'll have this mound of dirt here. And you can see every other row has this mound of dirt. It's got a scraper blade on it, and that's what we use for scraping up our manure on our dairy farm for like my entire life. I mean, we've had this tractor forever. Anyway, I'm gonna use that scraper blade to smooth out these humps a little bit. And my sprayer is already loaded and ready to go up at the barn. So as soon as I get this done, I'll bring the sprayer out here and I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm spraying over the top of this plastic as my pre-emergent herbicide for weed control before planting my vegetables. All right, I'm finally ready to spray. It's 9 p.m. It's gonna get dark on me. I don't have good lights on this tractor. Fortunately, it's only about 3.5 acres. Won't take very long with my 40-foot boom on my old Century sprayer from who knows when, 30 years ago, maybe 50, I don't know. Anyway, I'm spraying a 3-way mixture, pre-emergent herbicide, over the entire field. I'm not spraying just down the road middles or the drive trails. I'm spraying everything right over the top of the plastic. I've been doing this for 20 years, 24 years, and I've never had a problem. The only time I ever had a problem is when I had some 2,4-D and Roundup mixed in there that didn't get rained off well enough. But this 3-way mixture works pretty good for me. It's not the magic bullet, that's for sure. I'm still trying to find the perfect product to take care of morning glory. I battle morning glory, something awful, every year. But this does a pretty good job on everything else. Okay, in this tank is 1.5 pints of Meadow LaClore. I might be butchering these names, I'm not sure. 1 pint of Clomazone, which is Command 3ME. Meadow LaClore, by the way, is like dual 2 Magnum. And then Halosulfuron, which is Permit or Sandia. I know most of my chemicals by their generic name or trade name, not the actual active ingredient. So I'm doing my best not butchering those names. But those are the 3 products I use. And on the Halosulfuron, or the Permit or Sandia, whatever you want to call it, I use 1 ounce. So it's in 23 gallons of water, and the wind is starting to kick up. I need to get this done before I can't see. All right, plastic is laid, plastic is sprayed, and we beat the darkness and the rain. I'm a happy man. This is where we're gonna wrap up today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all again real soon down the farm.